So we are back here with a part 2. So a big no thank you for receiving my part 1 so well, because now I can't say no. So here we are. So first question is, what are 3 words to describe yourself? My wife is obsessed with Myers-Briggs. So if you know what that means, I'm an ISTPA. Basically, for those that are normal and don't know what that means, it means I'm introverted, thinking, assertive type person. So basically, like, to describe me, I'm a true introvert. So I score very highly on that type of exam. Obviously, I'm not always very introverted, but I'm an introvert. I'd say I'm very passionate, which means that a lot of people, if they know me through being an advisor, then they might be surprised that I'm an introvert. But I'm very passionate about when it comes to finance and teaching people and helping people better their lives. I'm not into bettering people's lives. I think that you have to do it yourself. And I'm very driven, which might feed into that because I did it myself, and I believe everybody else can do it themselves. We all need varying degrees of help, but ultimately I believe it's on us to make the improvements to live the life that we want to lead. Second question is, why did you choose professors and who do you work with? So I work with pretty much everybody, but I chose professors because the professors I did work with, I really enjoyed working with them, and they're a key gateway to teach the youth how to manage finances responsibly. Think of it this way: if I could teach every professor how to teach personal finance to the degree that enables other people to make good decisions, I mean, you're looking at a whole generation of people that will grow up making better decisions than maybe my generation did, which will lead to better outcomes, will ultimately lead to better outcomes. I also really clicked with a lot of professors. I have an extreme love for learning, so working with people that teach me a ton of stuff, as much as I teach them, was really rewarding. So yeah, that's part of the reason that I chose to dive a little deeper into that area of things, purely because I just really enjoyed working with them. Who influenced me or inspired me to do what I do today? It's an interesting story. When I first started in banking, I actually wanted to be a commercial lender. Found out pretty quick that wasn't for me. And then when I took some exams that I was forced to take for mutual funds, which are nowhere near enough, FYI. But that was really my first exposure to the market side of things. And I was already doing some level, very amateur financial planning for myself. So it's kind of like a perfect match, and I got really fortunate there. Reached out to a couple of the old school advisors, and some of them were really helpful, and others were not nice, to say the least. So I was really opened my eyes. Just like every profession, there's lots of really good, honest people in the industry, and there are others that just aren't. So that kind of led me to go down the path. It was something I really enjoyed, and I was very fortunate that I found a passion of mine, and I get to do it every day, which is awesome. They say if you love what you do, then you don't really work a day in your life, and I feel very, very blessed that there's some days that feel like work, but very often it doesn't feel like work. It's just doing what I really enjoy doing, and helping other people make really good decisions, and so far it's worked out really, really well. What are your best and worst financial decisions? My worst is actually, they're both pretty easy. So my worst one was when I first moved to Canada. I bought a house, and it wasn't really, buying a house is not a bad decision per se. It was that I didn't have enough information to purchase the house, and the realtor that we used didn't disclose everything, I guess. We just didn't have enough information, and we acted on information we should have had. But that was really, I guess, not everybody has your best interests at heart. Some people just want to make a double-ended sale, which was the bad mistake in the beginning. But yeah, that'd probably be the worst. But honestly, as far as bad decisions go, it wasn't that bad. Fortunately, I obsess over trying to make the correct decisions and avoiding the bad decisions I see other people make, which means I don't really have a story of getting, $100,000 into credit card debt and taking out a car loan that I couldn't really afford or anything like that. Fortunately, I've been blessed in the regard that I never did any of those crazy things that can really, really damage somebody's financial life. And that also brings me to the best decision I made. Wasn't an investment. I mean, I made some very good investments, but it's going to be me setting my income at a certain level and sticking with it. So even when my income doubled from what it was at one point, I was still spending the same and happy to do so. It does and that really allowed me the ability to save and put money aside, and still live a life me and my wife are very comfortable with. So that would be the biggest thing, is just setting my expenses and not allowing lifestyle inflation to do its thing and to eventually erode all your cash flow, because cash flow is something that you should defend above all else. So yeah, that'd be the best decision by far. It's had the biggest positive consequences, and that's why I teach people, the first place you have to start is cash flow management, and you get that right, everything else is almost easy. What song would you choose at karaoke? I try to avoid karaoke at all costs. I might mention I'm an introvert, so I don't really do that very often. But when my wife does, I did Fresh Prince theme song one time. But my wife always gets me to sing Carrie Underwood Champion. Stuff might be a little weird, but that's probably what I'd go with, I guess. If I had to, gun to my head, that's probably what I would crack. And I can't sing at all, so that'd be atrocious. So hopefully nobody is with me if that ever happens. But yeah, that's the 5 questions she has here. So again, thanks for the people who asked other questions, and if you do have any more, let me know. Yeah, thanks for watching.